Hello, my name is Yamil with Boost Business Solutions, and in this video, I want to talk about the number one missed opportunity for catering companies. If it's not, you're not in the catering industry, don't worry. You're probably going to find some value in this because, based on my experience, I work with many different industries, not just the catering industry, but I'm using the catering industry as an example of the missed opportunity. So I speak with many of you subscribers. You guys have booked calls with me, and we have gone through your processes, and we have looked at what's the potential there. And 9 out of 10 of you never thought of keeping a list, like a database, even a spreadsheet, with the emails of prior customers. And that is a huge missed opportunity. I do know firsthand how hard it is to keep all those emails together in a process, right? So in one of the businesses that I've helped, what I did, and it will vary for you, and there will be other opportunities, but I just want to explain to you what I do. Maybe this will shed some light. What I did is that I created a very cool Google form, which Google form goes into the whatever they enter, it would go into a spreadsheet, a Google sheet. And then I have automation set up with Zapier that then follows up on those leads. So automatically they get an email. The first email is like a couple hours later, 2 or 3 hours later, then the next one is the next day, and then the next one is the next day. So there's 3 emails. Why? Because a lot of people will request information, but they're actually also looking at other sources. They're I call it dialing for dollars. They're trying to see where they can get the cheapest, where they can get, a date booked, when, whatever it is. They're looking at options. You're not the only option for them most of the time. Let's be honest. So that's what I created. So on their website, the client's website, and on Google, my business, the Google profile, and even on Facebook and any social media thing, prices are not listed. What they have is get a quote, get a quote, get a quote. And all those buttons and all those clicks go into a Google form that they put in. And actually, I did a very advanced technique where for this particular client, there's 9 possible quotes based on 3 answers. So we were able to narrow it down to a particular quote. So they get that quote, and then they get the follow-up emails, which are good for everybody. One of the emails is just, like the different reviews that they've gotten. Another email is like frequently asked questions, questions that always were popping up. And the other email is kind of telling a story of the founder as to why the person is passionate about what they do. Those 3 emails have converted. And I tell you because there was one time that something happened with the automation. Somehow the thing went off. Like it sometimes with Zapier, you kind of have to check. Anything dealing with computers, you kind of have to check it once in a while. So you turn it on. It was off, so the follow-up emails were not going out, and the client felt it, like, what is going on? We used to get at least one client a day, and now we're not. Like, what's going on? And I log into Zapier, and I see that it's off. I'm like, wow. I did it because it makes sense, and I've been doing marketing for a while, and I know that follow up, the fortune is in the follow up, Zig Ziglar. So it's follow up is extremely important. And me myself, I've known that times that I'm after something, after a few times of trying, I usually get it, or they tell me go away, but I get some kind of answer. So I know that but this definitely solidified this to us, that the fortune is in the follow-up. Okay, so that's an easy way to do that. All you need is a Gmail account. It's free. The Google Forms are free. I have what I did with the Google form that I did. It's so beautiful. I mean, to be honest, it has the picture of a banner on top with a picture of the founder smiling, and and it just makes it very. It just looks really good. And then the emails, of course, go out, and then the quotes go out based on the information they provide. Now, with the catering industry, quotes sometimes are more tricky. However, if you have a Google form that has what kind of like a selection, is this a social event such as blah blah blah, or corporate events such as lunches, meetings, that sort of thing, tend to like, okay, is this more than 10 to 20 people, or is this, whatever criteria you have, you can at least send them, maybe not the price, but if it's corporate and you're doing like, drop off and lunches, you can kind of, you should, every catering company should have an easy to print menu for lunches. Yes, they can customize it, but at least have something that they can show their boss, share it to someone, email it to whoever's going to make the decision, email it to the accounting department, whatever they need to do. But you need to have it in a way that is easily emailed to someone, not just call me and I'll give you the price. No, they should have something already, kind of a base price, and then of course you can do add-ons, and if they request a staff member, then you can quote them on that. But keep it simple, keep it 1 to 2 pages if possible, and do that. With one of the first companies I worked for when I started my marketing journey 25 years ago, it was a catering company in Miami, and we did have a very extensive menu, but it worked for my boss. I mean, it was like, I think 8 pages long, because she had the, maybe not, maybe four or five. It had the continental breakfast. It had the breakfast and then lunch. So you had the breakfast, continental breakfast, or if they wanted, like eggs and bacon, if they wanted, like that sort of thing. And then they also had one, for lunches. So they had the pasta lunch. You had the subs lunch, that sort of thing. And everything was delivered looking beautiful. Like, there was a big difference between obviously what we did versus what Subway would have done. So we had a lot of repeat customers. So that kept us afloat, especially during the recession. That's when I was working with her. So uh, so that's very important. If you purchase leads, or people just have your email address and they're just emailing you requests for, or even if, okay, so let's say it's too late again, okay, I have all these emails, I've been emailing back and forth people for years, I don't know how in the world I'm going to collect all of these. So I have a solution for you. We have VAs, virtual assistants, that work with our clients, and then we collect those emails. So for example, you can Monday afternoon, you can get on your computer and just forward a bunch of emails, just emails, and then our VA will to a certain email address, and then our VAs will get all those emails and put them on a Google sheet so that we have them somewhere that we can reuse. How do we use them? Okay, so let's say these are already clients, these are clients that already did business with you. Maybe you did their wedding, maybe you did a bar mitzvah, maybe you did, a picnic, maybe you did lunch, it doesn't matter, whatever it is, okay? So what I like to do is, you should be having at least quarterly newsletter, okay? Because people forget about you, they forget about your business. It happens all the time. That they know, for example, they work in a medical office, and the administrator is looking for, to set up for the holiday party, and they're looking for a caterer. If you're not fresh in their mind, even within the 3 months, they're not gonna say anything about you, and if they may not even know, they may think you only do weddings, they may not know what else you do, that you can do picnics, that you can do this, or whatever else you do. So it's important to send a newsletter, so for example, right around September, like the end of September, I like to send for my clients newsletters, letting them know, hey, the holidays are coming, and maybe share like a fun recipe for Halloween, and then maybe you want to add something for Thanksgiving and then Christmas. So it's not just selling, okay? You want to kind of number one, remind them who you are, give them something fun to read, short and sweet, something fun to read, and then but also let them know we're booking fast for the holidays. Let us know for your, and then give them examples, for your holiday party, if it's at home or the office or large event, we can do them all. Whatever applies to your business. But, of course, toot your own horn. And also share maybe a testimonial, maybe a video from an event. You want, maybe I always do like 3 topics maximum in the pitch. Okay, that's usually how I do it. You can do it however you want. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, but I absolutely love this technique, and it brings in so much value, and it brings in people back in the realm, because even if they don't have an event themselves, they have you in their mind, they remember you, and then, oh, the people that did my wedding, you should contact them. I just saw a newsletter, and I know they do corporate events. Okay, so every quarter you want to kind of, so after that, then in January you want to mention, there's the Valentine's Day, there's the Secretary's Day, which I think is in April, and and so you can do something a little bit about maybe a little fun thing about the history of Secretary's Day, Administrative Assistant Day now, and also maybe mention, like another thing, maybe Valentine's Day, and if you do romantic things like, uh, like a chef that goes to the house, or a picnic, like in a beach, if you do anything like that, anything related to, that you, or maybe you can create something just to see, just test it out and see what happens. You'll be surprised, okay? But just keep in mind, like let them know, hey, we're here. If you have lunches, corporate lunches, whatever else that you do, then again, you want to do it again in at the end of April. Why? Because that's when they start planning the summer events. They'll have the corporate picnics. They'll have, the getaways. They'll have the meetings, where people get together in the big events. So you want to do that. So if as you as and then and then every quarter you should change the content a little bit. And then what we do is that we keep what we did, so that the next time around for this the same area, we may use the same topic, but just kind of change it up a little, maybe change the image, just change a few things that we don't have to reinvent the wheel all the time. Okay? But in order to do that, you will need to have an email database. You got to have an email database. And, and let me tell you, this is life changing. If you don't have that, because I know it takes time to build it, you know, just request a consultation with us, and I'll, but because you can hire RVAs. This is all month by month. You can just send us your old emails. We'll set up everything for you. You take it over, and then you can just take it, like do whatever you want to do. Then if you want us to do the emails, let us know. We do recommend not emailing from your domain, because you can get your domain blacklisted. I just posted a video about that. You can look at my channel for cold emailing, using cold emailing. Even if it's warm emails like this, I highly recommend that you use a different domain. So if you already worked with us, then you should have already 3 domains that we can use that are warm. If you haven't worked with us, then we can work together to get you set up with to buy a domain and warm it up, host it, and all those things, so that the emails hit the inbox all the time. Because even if you did business with them, sometimes the filters, you just don't want to mess with your domain email. You don't want to do that. If you use Gmail, then it's not a big deal. But if you're doing this kind of newsletter, you're definitely still going to need a domain, a warmed up domain to send the newsletters out, regardless, because you really cannot use Gmail to send newsletters out if it's a free account. If it's a paid account, then you can, but not a free account. It's just not going to work. But we definitely we can use like a Gmail platform with a paid account. But definitely a separate domain is, I recommend it better. And why I say this too is because at least the way we host it, we don't pay Our clients don't need to pay monthly hosting. We take care of all of that. We have, our own servers, but with Gmail, you will have to pay like the 10, I think it's $12 now a month to have that email. To me, it's a waste of money. At the end of the year, you're going to be out, a few $100 for no reason. There's just no reason for that. Okay, so that's it. I hope this helped, and let me know in the comments where you're watching from. If you need help, like I said, the description box will have a link where you can actually do that, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. All right, bye.